coffee phone. But now I've been told, I was big though, so it can be, a little scary. But in here, pretty much everything in here is identical to the show, all the way down from we reproduce the draperies, the sofa, the coffee table. I was able pretty much, it's always a work in progress because, wood rots out, you replace it, you find things, it's like in here, I've got everything in here. Tiffany lamp, which, that has to be reproduced because charity event, we have 2,000 or 3,000 people here on the weekend. And my tour guide was talking to all the people in the middle and she wandered off by herself and she was looking around and she backed in there and she grabbed her 5-year-old son and they both went, hey, there's other things to do, but there's really nothing else to do.
Nice down here.
Yeah, I like Waxahachie.
Like through Waxahachie.
Yeah, I like Waxahachie. Remember, everything in here is fake. I promise you, nothing will jump out at you at all. Now this here is the back landing. When they rode the suit of armor around, they had to get off somewhere. Mm-hmm. They never showed it. Moved next door. First thing I asked for was a king size bed. But we couldn't do anything different because we had to have the bed that they had in the show. So that was a rough life, but we did it. Mm-hmm. In the show, Lily actually had 8 different dresses, but most people didn't notice because it was black and white and the dresses were so goofy and jolly in season 2. Like in season 1, Grandpa's nose was real long. Season 2, they shortened it because they said every time he'd drink his coffee in the morning, he'd stick his nose in there, and they'd have to fix it so it would delay the time and everything. So they decided to change that up. So that's when they changed the Maryland.
I want to go follow her. Why she?
Hey guys, go over there. By the tree.
Attic, that's the reason why the walls are this way. Even though they did one episode with Herman in the attic trying on his uniform and it didn't fit, but they weren't in the attic, but that's why they made his walls, so that's what we had to do in here. The big baseball bat, the teddy bear and the 2 fire extinguishers are props from the set. That's the only 3 things in here. Now this costume over here is not an original costume. I had a guy contact me years ago, and when he was a little boy in the 60s, his grandmother made him that costume to dress as Eddie Munster for Halloween. And he wanted to know if he sent it to me if I would display it in Eddie's room. I was proud to do so, so he sent it to me, and he sent me a picture of him in that costume.
I need my flash for this one over there.
So I gave it to her and she ends up cutting the hair off and all, and so I had to buy more, and I'm like, my gosh, it's so expensive now. But they're making all these new things. Yeah. I don't really like the new Lily and stuff because they make her dress pink. Vampire wouldn't wear pink, so but now in 2005, this picture up here, the house blue.